I'm Alan,
And I'm Jake.
and welcome to Crimicide, the show where we find random true crime stories on the internet, write up a really complicated script, and tell them to you guys.
Not just true crime, though. We'll cover aliens, as we saw last week, paranormal stuff. Today is going to be ghosts. We're also talking about a place,
Ooh, ghosts.
kind of ghost, but the place itself is very, very famous. And that's the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah, I read that on your script.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But
Oh, I love that place.
I would love to go there. It is the hotel that Stephen King stayed at, was inspired to write the book The Shining, turned into the movie The Shining, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I know exactly what happened too. Now, what I hear is when Stephen King stayed the night at this hotel with his family, he had a dream where his son was chased by a floating fire hose, and then he woke up with a cold sweat, went out on his balcony, smoked a cigarette, and wrote the book, or at least the premise, within within the rest of the night.
That's not exactly what happened. It was just him and his wife that were staying there.
It wasn't just him and his wife?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was just him and his wife staying there, and he was roaming the halls, and he was just had this idea pop in his head. It's like, what if somebody died in this creepy, awesome hotel? And he wrote a book about it.
Well, I guess there's a lot of different stories. But anyway, without further ado, Jake, take it away.
About 5 miles from the entrance to Rocky Mountain National Park lies a 142-room Colonial Revival Hotel, which has become more famous than the man that had it built. Stories of chilling hauntings have taken over this hotel, placed gracefully in one of the most beautiful and scenic locations in North America. This is the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. In 1903, Freeland Oscar Stanley was stricken with a life-threatening case of tuberculosis. The most highly recommended treatment of the day was fresh, dry air with much sunlight and a hearty diet.
Medicine has really come a long way.
Yeah, tuberculosis was a hell of a disease. I'm glad we don't have to worry about that as much anymore.
I know, right?
He promptly moved his family from their native Massachusetts to the cleaner climate of the Rocky Mountains. Stanley, along with his wife, Flora, spent the summer of 1903 in Estes Park, and Stanley's health improved dramatically. Impressed by the beauty of the valley and grateful for his recovery, Stanley decided to return every summer, and he lived until 1940, dying of a heart attack at age 91 in Newton, Massachusetts.
I will say, great start, because you guys didn't know this because I did a great job editing the D.B. Cooper episode, but this guy here wrote a barely comprehensive script.
You're going to cut that part out, right, for the real episode?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And why are you even mentioning it right now?
Just because, But, great start.
Construction of the Stanley Hotel began in 1907, originally as a 48-room hotel for people of Stanley's wealthy lifestyle. In June 1911, a gas explosion caused damage to the hotel, injuring 8 people, including a hotel employee, Elizabeth Wilson, who was thrown from the second to the first floor and broke both her ankles in the explosion.
We'll delve more into this later, but the room that explosion happened in was room 217.
Ooh. I like that. That's great. Foreshadowing. Keep going.
The floor plan of the main hotel, completed in 1909, was laid out to accommodate the various activities popular with American upper class at the turn of the 20th century. The music room, with its cream-colored walls, picture windows, and fine classical plaster work, was designed for letter writing during the day and chamber music at night.
And those were activities that were deemed more feminine at the time.
Letter writing was strictly a woman's
It was
thing
deemed
back in the
more
day.
feminine at the time.
That makes no sense.
It was 1909.
I'm never going to understand the ye olde days. Oh, I can't write a letter to my dying mom. That's such a woman's
It's not
thing.
just... It's just the room, the music room in general. Its design was geared more towards the women of the day.
If it's called a fucking music room, then why is it for
The smoking room and adjoining billiard room were adorned with dark stained wood elements and a granite arch fireplace. Billiards was one of F.O. Stanley's favorite pastimes. The architecture of the building is truly fascinating and a standing time capsule to the luxury living of life over 100 years ago.
It's amazing that this is all still standing today, and we can go see it with our own eyes
Man,
today.
I would love to just
And it's just,
Go visit.
aside from the stories of the hauntings and everything like that, just the architecture of those days, to just admire it is just phenomenal.
With as beautiful and historical as the hotel is, we are not talking about it today for those reasons. We're talking about it today because of the hotel's association with paranormal activity and hauntings. The hotel's stardom truly skyrocketed in 1974 when author Stephen King stayed one night at the hotel. King and his wife Tabitha checked into the hotel as its only guests that night. Tabitha went to sleep once they reached their room, but King roamed the halls and found himself at the hotel bar, where drinks were served by a bartender named Grady. As King returned to his room, his imagination grew wild by the hotel's remote location, grandiose size, and eerie desolation. King thought to himself, what if someone had died here? At that moment, I knew I had a book. King wrote The Shining based upon the Stanley Hotel. The Shining remains today one of his best-selling books, as well as a blockbuster film being made from the story of the book.
It is a really, really good book. And then the film was made about it as well, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I will say The Shining is probably my favorite King book and movie.
It's just fantastic.
It's a freaking work of art. I know King hates Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, but I gotta say, I'm a big fan.
The room King and his wife stayed in, the now infamous Room 217. The Stanley Hotel has been dubbed Disneyland for ghosts by some.
You just made that up.
No, I found that on the internet.
What? I've
found that
never
on the
heard
internet.
anybody say that.
Then we can cut it out. But I legitimately found it researching it, and someone quoted it.
I'm
as
leaving it
saying,
in the video, but
Somebody
wow.
said it was Disneyland for ghosts because just all the paranormal happenings, just everything that goes on there, it's fucking Disneyland for ghosts. Can we
okay.
even say that legally, though? Will Disney sue us?
No, they won't freaking sue us.
I'm kidding.
The hotel has experienced many paranormal happenings, ranging from shadowy figures, eerie laughter, flickering lights, and items moving on their own. The gas explosion that occurred in room 217 in 1911, it is said the ghost of Elizabeth Wilson still roams the hotel at night. The stunning staircase in the hotel's main lobby has been dubbed the Vortex by some, as it is believed to be a portal for the spirits to enter the Grand Hotel. Guests report cold spots and feeling dizzy on those stairs. Orbs have also been seen on several occasions and have been caught on camera. F.O. and Flora Stanley are also said to haunt the hotel, having loved their grand home and life so much they've decided to stay there even after death. The concert hall is said to be the home of a well-known spirit as well. Flora Stanley is said to still play the piano in the concert hall, a favorite pastime of hers in life. Another spirit found in the concert hall.
Well, that's Paul. Paul the ghost.
Paul the Ghost?
Paul the ghost.
Paul used to enforce the 11 p.m. curfew of the hotel's early days. Guests and employees today report hearing "Get out" yelled at night. A construction worker was working on the floors of the concert hall when he felt someone nudge him several times until he left. Paul is also said to flicker on and off the flashlights of guests on the hotel's ghost tours.
So the Stanley Hotel does ghost tours to this
They
day.
do ghost tours? Dude,
Yes.
we have to do this.
You can stay at the Stanley Hotel today. I can't promise you can stay in room 217 because I guarantee it's booked until like 2054.
I gotta
But-
Google this because I have to see how much that costs.
They do also do ghost tours as well, and they will go all over the place.
Stay tuned. We might end up doing that at some point.
Yeah,
in the
if we do
future.
go, expect a part 2.
The fourth floor of the hotel is said to experience many more paranormal occurrences, including children running around, disembodied laughing, giggling, and playing, and closed doors tend to open and shut on their own. More than a century ago, the fourth floor was no more than a cavernous attic, and later it served as housing for female employees, nannies, and children. Room 428 has reports of sounds of footsteps and furniture being moved around, and the ghost of a cowboy appears at the corner of the bed in that room. Before indoor refrigeration, the Stanley Hotel had an outbuilding to house large blocks of ice. The ice house has since been remodeled into a museum, and the spirit of a young boy named Billy is said to show up blurry in many photographs.
Oh,
I
beware
need to find one of those pictures.
beware the phantom of Billy.
Yeah. Billy and Paul, they're out there to get you.
God, they're so terrifying. The two most fearsome names on the planet.
And there is an actual pet cemetery on the grounds of the hotel Nothing to
Oh.
do with Stephen King's book,
Oh,
Pet
yeah,
Sematary.
sure, of course. It
Another
doesn't.
one of his great novels.
I love
nothing,
that book.
Nothing to do. Stephen King didn't write Pet Sematary because of the Pet Cemetery in the Stanley Hotel, but there is a small pet cemetery there.
Cassie, a golden retriever, and Comanche, a fluffy white cat, are buried there, and both have been seen and heard on the property. The property also boasts underground caves, which have a high concentration of limestone and quartz, minerals some believe help capture paranormal energy. A gray cat has been seen stalking about with green glowing eyes down in the caves.
I heard your eyes roll.
Yeah, they really did. I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but look. I don't believe in ghosts. In my opinion, it's just a load. I don't mean to discredit anybody that claims to see them or any of that. I'm just saying I've never seen it, and it's just not very scientific. So I just really can't get on that bandwagon. The day I do see something, I'll hop in the same bandwagon as Jacob over here. But until then, it's just. I love this. I love a good ghost story, and I'll ghost hunt till the cows come home because it's just something that sounds fun to do. But I just don't believe it.
I hope one day you experience something to make you legitimately believe it.
I do too. That'd be freaking awesome.
The open area in front of the hotel was originally a long driveway for Stanley and a promenade for guests to enjoy the view. In 2015, it was replaced with a hedge maze, much like the one seen in the film The Shining. While there has been no ghosts reported in the maze, guests tend to become panicky and have trouble breathing while navigating the maze.
Wait,
They have one now.
what? You mean they didn't have it before?
No, it was.
Oh my god!
In the movie The Shining, the hedge maze that you see was specific to the Overlook Hotel in the film and book, but it was not actually at the real Stanley Hotel.
Do you understand what's
until
happening here?
2015.
It's actually happening. It's all happening, guys. What?
Yeah. Also, did you know the twin girls around the corner in the film The Shining? That was not in Stephen King's book. That was strictly made for the
Yeah,
film.
I hear a lot of things that happen in the movie were not in the book, and that's why Stephen King fucking hates that movie.
The Stanley Hotel is truly a destination for anyone, whether you believe in the paranormal or not. It is high on the list for paranormal enthusiasts, but it also sits pristine in a largely untouched by modern civilization area where nature still reigns supreme. The architecture of the building is still something to be mesmerized by the eyes of people today. The halls are still in use and the hotel today is open. Also inside are a restaurant, bar, museum, and spa. Ghost tours are regularly held by the hotel as well. You can visit the hotel today, but just know, whether walking down the halls or asleep in your room, you may not be alone.
Now, I will say that regardless of ghost stories, all that aside, I've seen pictures of the area, and it looks so pretty. Let's get that up on screen real quick. Just boom, there it is. And it's just such beautiful scenery, and I do appreciate it. Let me tell you a story about the one time I was out of the city, far out of the city. I was looking up at the night sky. This is the same time I got clotheslined by barbed wire and got this scar over here. But in the city,
Sounds
you
like a
see,
totally different story.
in the city, you see like 20 stars in the sky. But out in the country, I can't explain how gorgeous it was to just look in the sky and see the arm of the Milky Way. It was phenomenal. And if Stanley has that to offer, then all the better.
And that was you seeing the night sky a couple miles outside of our town here in Missouri.
yeah.
Just imagine out there in Colorado, out in the middle of the mountains and stuff.
That'd be gorgeous. I
See
would love to
everything.
do it. Who knows? Maybe in a year or so, we can actually go to the Stanley Hotel ourselves and do a little ghost tour. I wonder how
Absolutely.
much it would cost to get just the two of us in that tour.
Definitely worth looking up.
It is
definitely
worth
going to do it.
looking up. It would be so cool. This is definitely way down the line. Hopefully the channel grows enough for us to do these awesome trips.
That'd be, yeah.
But it's all up to you guys. We would love to go on these trips and do some monster hunting or ghost hunting and visit these awesome places. So if you guys want us to do that, just subscribe, comment, like up these videos. It helps a ton. Our channel has been up for about a month now, right? Something like a month.
yeah, almost.
And you know,
It's growing good. It's growing good.
Okay, we got quite a lot of views, especially on the Reddit video.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's growing good. Just keep it going.
yeah, just keep it going. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out our other videos on the channel. We got Curious Case of Elisa Lamb, which was the first one. We have DB Cooper, another Jake script, and Rendlesham Forest. And not a most popular one, because it's not a very well-known story, but I worked hard on it. So
yeah. We want to do stories, whether they're the most well-known ones or not. If they're not the most well-known one,
use your big boy words.
If they're not the most well-known one, we'll make it more well-known. We wanted to tell everybody all these smaller ones.
Shamelessly promote our channel everywhere.
Absolutely. We have an Instagram page. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, and stay tuned for a future video, because I hear these monoliths have been popping up all over the United States, all over the world, and we just might cover those. So without further ado, we'll see you in the next episode.